In this lecture, we are going to create script which can take some parameters. So, create file called filecheck.sh. Start with shebang on the first line. And on the next line, we can write what we are going to build. So, write comment, write script, which will work with parameters. And it will be -f or --file, which will provide info about number of lines, words, and characters of some file. Of lines, words, and characters. And we can also use parameter -h or --help. And this will provide usage message. So one time more, the goal is to build our script with some parameters. Parameter f or parameter file will take value of a file path and will print number of lines, words, and characters in that file. Parameter h or parameter help will print usage message, that means message how to use our script. So if we want to check what parameters were added, we basically need to loop through all arguments, so let's do that. We will use while loop, so while number of arguments represented as $hash is greater than 0, then perform commands between do and done keywords. Now we should check what is the first argument, and for that reason we will use case statement. So case $1 in. So if the first argument is -h or --help, we will print the usage message. So we will write echo usage $0, which is the script name, and then the possibilities user has -h or --help, -f file or --file followed by file path. And we can also exit the script here, as user don't know how to use the script yet. If the first argument is -f or --file, we should store given file path into variable file. So assign $2 into variable file. But why we are using here $2? Because we are expecting to get file path right after user specified -f or --file. But what happens if after -f or --file is not a file path? We need to check if a file really exists. So we will test it using file test operand f, and if that file doesn't exist, we will print to user file not exists. So echo file does not exist, and we will exit the script with exit status 2. Now, if we have existing file, we need to find how many lines, words, and characters the file has. So for lines, we will use command wc with parameter L. So lines equals cut file, and output of that cut command we will give into standard input of command wc. For words, we will use command wc with parameter w, and for characters, it will be the same, but with parameter m. But because we are assigning to a variable output of command, we need to do command substitution, and I will do that, for example, using backticks. Now we can print to user information about number of lines, words and characters. So start with printing file name, file, $sign file. Then we can print number of lines. So echo lines, and this is equals to $sign lines. Then we can print number of words. So number of words is represented by variable words. And then we can print number of characters, which is represented by variable characters. We can end this case section using double semicolon. And for case that user would type something different, we are using asterisk, which is wildcard's representation of any number of characters. And here we can be lazy and just copy the usage line with exit command and close this section using double semicolon. Now we can close the case statement. So Isaac. But if you are looking carefully, something is not right. We are at the beginning asking if number of arguments is greater than 0. But number of arguments is still the same and not changing. It would be nice to decrease number of arguments after we process arguments in case section. And to our surprise, we have such an option, and it is using keyword shift. If we write shift, we are throwing away first argument, so that means if we, for example, have 5 arguments and then write shift, the first one is thrown away and we have only 4 arguments. So for -f and -file section, we need to throw away that argument which represents parameter. Throw away. Parameters argument. And also we need to throw away that argument which represents file path, that parameter's value. So if user specified only -f followed by some file path, we now don't have any argument and while loop will finish with this loop. If we didn't have in help section exit command, we also would need to use command shift, which will throw away argument which is represented by parameter -h or --help. And in this section is no other shift needed, as help parameter is not followed by any value as it was in file parameter. So one time more, for the case user has specified -f or -- file followed by file path, we need to throw away two arguments as we don't want to come across those arguments again as they were already processed. And for case user specified -h or -- we need to throw away only one argument as that argument was already processed and we don't want to come across with it again. So now we can close the script, grant execute permissions, and run the script. But firstly, let's see what we can read in current directory using ls. So I will try to check that employee file from previous lecture and can see that I did it wrongly as I didn't specify file parameter. So I have received usage message. If I use parameter -- file with employee file, I received file statistics. Great. I see 8 lines, 14 words, and 199 characters. Great. If I change file to some not existing, I received file doesn't exist. Great. Now I will try to change parameters, -- file to -f, and I will also add -- help. So I am using two parameters here. And great, I can see file statistic and also I can see usage message because I have also specified help parameter. So at the beginning of our script, we were asking if number of arguments is greater than 0, and it was. We have 3 arguments. Then we went into case section and started to ask what is the first argument. First argument was -f, so we have prepared file statistics for second argument, which was employee file. Then we have use shift 2 times, which means that we get rid of -f and also we get rid of employee file. Now we have only one argument and it is -- help. The script goes again from the beginning and asking, is number of arguments greater than 0? Yes, it is. We have one argument, that -- help. So we then go to the case section where we are asking for the first argument, which is now -- help. And in that case, we are printing usage message and exiting with exit status 1. If we didn't use exit command here, we still have the shift command here, which would throw away the first argument, in our case -- help, and then the script would continue to the beginning of while loop where we are asking, is the number of arguments greater than 0? No, it isn't. We have 0 arguments now, so the script would continue after done keyword of the while loop. Now we can check some bigger file, for example password file, and it works nice. So in this way you can create your own script with numerous parameters.